Middle of the week, so what could go wrong? Missing out on Symphogear, probably. So I'm gonna rectify that potential mistake and really get into it. After the birth of a new antagonistic group, the alchemists going out to recreate the entire world without Symphogear users, you have the power of alchemy creating the pseudo noise that is eating away at their suits, rendering them powerless. How long is it going to be before they can actually find any way of fighting back? If their usual tactics aren't really going to cut it this time, well, let's hope their research is on par because... Well, let's hope their research is up to par because they're going to need a little bit of an upgrade. Fighting without the linker drugs is nigh impossible for two of them. Some of them aren't even up to battle standards at the minute, shying away from any sort of conflict. But Tsubasa and Chris were handed a rather summarily bit of a defeat. It's looking tough. I want to see where it goes from here. So turn up the headphones, get a drink. Let's begin. Passing over the necklace, the amulet, the source of power over. That was a big moment for her, considering what it represents and what it means to her. I don't think I've seen a light shine off a fork quite as brightly as that before. Good news that they have quickly upgraded their alarm, now having an alert system whenever the newly discovered and named alkanoids come around. Quick. Switch to red alert. You sure? Does mean changing the bulb. I think with the idea of the alchemists out there wanting to destroy the world and yet just in the testing phases, oh, this works, cool. We can back off now and regroup. So, but you've got the ones that you want there already? Are you just trying to make them suffer, make their defeat and humiliation more apparent, rather than just securing victory straight away? It's almost as if they don't want to win. But yeah, after seeing Tsubasa and Chris be taken out kind of easily, and Hibiki being unwilling to fight, what's going to bring her out of that mindset and think that she'd actually have to pick up her gauntlets once again? And where are they coming from this time? Having the alkanoids turn up pretty much anywhere. Right, we're going straight back into the Hibiki conflict. And it would be great if she actually could. But with her thoughts and feelings conflicted, of course, it can't actually reach through. But not even in a bid to save her friends and the like. Not that... Well, apart from he doing kind of supportive work, what's he going to do with these noise? Do they have the same effects of on normal people? Well, are they going to just back off? Ah, no. A little bit of mental anguish. She has places to be. Yep. I think she's chosen her target. Or not. Actually listening to it, what, out of annoyance? Or is it just, alright, I'll let you have a runaway for the time being? How exactly? That's the way of a true villain. You give them the slight appearance of being able to get away. I mean, that's just unnecessary. They weren't even in the way there. That's just adding to the repair bill. Definitely not. Well, let's hope someone can pick that. Physics be damned. But as one who was donned a black version of the Gungnir before, wouldn't be surprised if they can just kind of swap and change each other's activation crystals and the like, and neat. How often is she going to get a transformation sequence? If it's just a one-off, there's... Or maybe she'll be taking over for Hibiki for the time being. But standing out on the battlefield, protecting them all... What's... Yeah, don't touch anything that may destroy your gear. They can continue to just toss out the alchemic noise as much as they want. Do they have an unlimited supply? How easy are they to make and manufacture? That's a bit of hand-to-hand. Very easily stopped her in her tracks. Nice. She doesn't need the hands per se to be able to make that shield. Really? Action movie style one-liners? Alright. That's fast. Did she voluntarily just release it so it doesn't get shattered? I didn't actually see contact there, so I'm not convinced that it was the attack there, especially when she's now backing off and not following in through with anything. What can't alchemy do? Bring back fathers, apparently. I mean, safe if you don't count the bleeding from many orifices. Well, it was kind of necessary up until that point, protecting those around her. And now I'm wondering how far they're going to go to try and bring Maria in as extra help after seeing that kind of performance. Well, yeah, it's meant to help people, but you're not doing it. So protective. After she took it from someone else, technically. How can she be so selfish? Well, the things you were fighting there were only pseudo noise and some like automaton, so what's the problem? So you got a responsibility conversation going on there. She's the only one that can wield it. If you don't, or you're troubled by it, then does she deserve it? Yep, definitely not her fault at all there. There's no... So if it was up to her, would she have actually just carried through with the idea and torn them down? Just waiting for an actual opponent, that Clockwork Doll. More ley lines. Great. So we have the one that has just birthed before and told that they're the one with the best prowess for battle. Oh dear. And if she can't fight, what is she? As it's a catch-22. If she fights, she hurts people. If she doesn't fight, she hurts people. So probably best to use the power you've given to fight against those trying to hurt people. She just immediately, nice little comfort sentence, sleep. I mean, they could have brought something a little more extravagant, but a gift's a gift. And having once saved the world, they're being thrust into a bunch of observations and limitations. Yeah, they're not content with just sitting sitting doing nothing. Why did I look up as though it was actually raining? And they will make sure that they will now do their damnedest to protect what they have. Otherwise, everything that they've learned and been given previously was for naught. That's not like her. You know there's something wrong when she's foregoing lunch. Well, interesting idea, but make her remember what's truly important to her. Good that they have the same kind of camera angles and recordings of we as the viewer do. Be able to go through battle data like that. That may mean the actual deal itself wouldn't be that much of a battle. That's why she has these. It's just, it may be like a rock, paper, scissors things, and the Symphogears are a bad matchup. Do they have something that can tip the scales? Okay. Who does the naming conventions here? Constant self-doubt and denial. And she wasn't too afraid of hurting people then. Just straight to the point. I know you're feeling bad, but, you know, come on. You can't worry about ifs and buts. Equivalent exchange. Where have I heard that before? There's no time. There's no downtime at all, is there? And considering the two of them there, one of them being unable to sing, the other, well, she's actually tasted what it's like to have the Symphogear power, but is currently nice, actually. Just don't need to worry about corners, just go straight through. But with her being one of the main reasons that Hibiki fights, you gotta act fast. Catch it. With a finger really declaring what it is that she's talking. She needs to go down now. Yeah, I don't think forcing it is a good way. They seem to be enjoying it a little too much. You sing them to protect, to help. It is the others around you that cause the damage, really. After everything she's been through, it does seem like a little... not stretched, but... Oh, good they went for the ground and not her directly. Well, look at that. All it took was the near-death experience of your nearest and dearest. He's got time to whistle in a time like this. And I get the big triumphant moment. Oh, she's regained her power. She found a reason to fight, and for who it's for. I don't know why, but I just feel it's a little contrived, her entire problem. I get it, but I don't... yeah. But now that she is back in form, is she going to be able to fight back against these created abominations? Well, she's been beaten back plenty of times before, so if we're being told their highest combat proficiency of the automatas being taken out easily by someone who's just come back from the brink of not being able to sit in. Aha. So she was fighting against nothingness. They can't stand her overwhelming firepower, so have to win through trickery, deceit. Just when she'd learned to sing again. Is she gonna try and run out and catch her? That's a long fall for not having the gear. No, crunch. Nice to have the glow. Ah, okay. Is that like a season 1 photo fake out again? But still, having the... assuming that everything's going to be fine and they get back to the medical care pretty soon, having the Gungnir crystal shatter. Not just be drained of power or forced out, broken beyond repair. Yeah. Let's hope they don't need the gears any longer. But, you know, we all know the reason why this happened. It's because Tsubasa jinxed it. She said, no, I can't see her losing. So, yeah, we know who to pin the blame on now. But now that pretty much all of them have tasted defeat quite summarily, Huh. The enhanced gears, yep. The Project Ignite is thoroughly underway, which would mean that, well, upgraded Symphogears so they can actually fight back and not have to worry about being stripped of their clothes and power. Nice. Hibiki laying on the floor motionless with a very questionable sense of state, emotion, potentially lack of life. It's not looking good for them all. Considering then, this is how most stories go. They are shown an antagonist and then completely overpowered, having to regroup, run back, find some new way to fight back against it. If it didn't happen, then, well, we wouldn't be worried for any of the characters. There'd be no tension. I am glad that it's not going to be Hibiki can't sing through all of the season, and that she is her own worst enemy, and that's what's holding her back. She had an issue, with the help of her friends, overcame it, but then was, taught a very harsh life lesson. Water is tricky. There was quite a lot packed into one episode, though. Not only Hibiki's kind of self-defeatist state of not being able to sing, not wanting to, lack of harm of people around her, but also when someone does take up that mantle and tries to fight back and save the ones that she cares about and wants to protect, that's not good enough either. Nope, mine. This is my power, you're not allowed. It's good that Maria has that kind of leading aspect, like basically telling her, get a grip. Come on now. All you're doing is harming yourself and others by this. What is it that you actually fight for? And then Miku being a little more softly in her approach of dealing with psychological trauma. Hopefully, though, most things in life can actually be sorted out and helped through without having to put loved ones in mortal peril. Well, I guess it beats having to pay for a therapist, maybe. But I'm slowly becoming a bit more convinced that this Carol, while on the surface, wants to destroy the world for taking away her father, for being corrupt and whatever other aspects, blah blah blah. Yeah, she's not actually that convinced in it. She's being led by anger and now has gone so far she can't turn away from it. And maybe Hibiki's refusal to fight and the reports of her underling saying, yeah, she's still not singing. She doesn't want to get involved. Maybe she wasn't all just talk when they first met. Still, if we're getting the upgraded versions of the gears, does that mean we'll also have upgraded versions of the transformation sequences? Will we have some more designs to look through? Oh, gotta keep the animators busy somehow. How long is it going to take, though? Are we going to spend all next episode still just kind of scurrying around, trying not to get into trouble and fights while they have no fighting power? And how crucial is this doppelganger of Carol going to be to Project Ignite, to the new gears? I'm guessing there'll be a use of alchemy and music together in harmony. All we need now is to get the the scythe and the saw up to, battle standard. Being able to actually do something without wreaking havoc on themselves. After, they don't really have a technician or a scientist on duty helping with the linker stuff, so it might be a bit of an issue. Maybe they'll all come together as a cohesive unit all around the same time. But one thing's for sure, the other students and friends are certainly getting sick of this life, having to come up with stratagems to be able to get out of situations. Oi, what's this got to do with us? I'm busy, I'm going home. How about you, whatever. I mean, there was an attempt. Kind of want to see more of that. Hopefully you do as well. If I've entertained you at all, which I doubt, but if I've entertained you, leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing if you don't want to miss future episodes. And for now, get yourselves a drink, a bit of a rest. And I'll see you for the next one. I hope no one has to go through any death-defying stunts to help me recover my song. To that degree, I do need to thank my patrons, because thanks to the likes of M.O, Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Wolfie Sensei and everyone else, we can rest assured that, no matter what happens, we'll still have a little more anime to watch, and that I will be kept far away from any sort of battle.